I have to talk about some teams that aren't so great. We're going to go with our NBA preview.
Great.
Southeast Division.
Right.
The Atlanta Hawks. Travis.
What?
How do you feel about the Atlanta Hawks in their upcoming season?
I think if I lived in Atlanta, I would not be embarrassed to be at Hawks games.
Yeah.
I think they're an entertaining team. I'll be honest. I've always liked Quinn Snyder. Always. Yeah. And I think with him and young talent,
yep.
He's a coach that can maximize young talent. You know how some coaches can't really mesh with young guys, and I think Quinn Snyder does a great job with young players. He develops players. So I think that works. I like their coach. I always have. Mm-hmm. I am a Trey Young fan. They certainly have young talent. It remains to be seen if Trey Young is the leader he needs to be. I know he had success early in his career, team-wise.
Yes.
But since then, it's just kind of felt individual success. I don't know. I don't know enough. I don't cover the team day in, day out to really have a feel of, is this guy about self or is he about team? Mm-hmm. I'm going to go benefit of the doubt because I'm a fan of his, that he is about team.
Yep.
I just think they're really probably headed for the same fate, kind of. Like that's why I said if I'm in Atlanta, I'd be proud to be at Hawks games. Like, hey, my team, they're relevant. They're likely going to be in play-in-ville again, right?
Yep.
Whether they get in or not doesn't even matter. Like, if you don't get in the postseason, what the hell difference does it make? Because if you do get in, you're going to get smoked by a Celtic or smoked by, right?
Right.
So, I think Hawks fans can be proud of the product they have, but certainly not satisfied. I don't think this Hawks team is going to take some sort of leap either way, Tay. Yeah. I don't think they're going to be much better, but I also don't think they're going to be much worse. I think they're going to be right where they are.
Yeah, so this was a team that won 36 games a year ago, and Trey Young missed a lot of time last season. I'm sitting here, I'm right there with you. I'm like, I can't decide if I think this team is going to get better. Yeah. I don't think they're going to get worse. That's where I'm at.
They could, Tay.
They could. But I think I'm edging on the side of, if I had to pick, right?
Yes.
If they have to get better, if they have to get worse,
yes,
I would lean more towards better.
Agree.
Unfortunately, which is weird to say after they lose DeJounte Murray. But I think that prediction hinges on me thinking that Dyson Daniels is going to take the leap that they think he's going to take.
I think so.
As a secondary ball handler, facilitator coming off the bench for them, which they've kind of been missing out on when they had DeJounte and Trae. They were paired up together for the most part. And then, DeJounte would take over the second unit. And that, time-wise, he would get tired, play hard. It's just tough to do. So these guys couldn't stay healthy. So I think Dyson Daniels has to take a big leap. And then this guy that I want to ask you about, Zachary Recherche, their number one pick, who's going to be coming off the bench, which is a little weird for me to see a number one pick not in the starting lineup on day one, game one. Do you think he'll finish in first team all rookie?
He could take. I never know enough about these players, these international guys. That's why I wish, in the draft we had more American players that we watched in March Madness, because I never know enough. All I ever get is a lot of these guys is some grainy video of them overseas getting buckets. He could be great. He could be a bust. I have no clue. But this is why, to be fair, this is why I go back to Quinn Snyder.
Yeah.
Because I do believe he can develop him. So, sort of as you said, like if I had to pick a side, do they get better? Do they get worse as a team? And I agree with you, they would get better. I feel the same way with all of these young players. Yeah. All of them. I think they'll all be on the upswing. In fact, I want to go back to something you said.
Okay, go ahead.
So the DeJounte Murray thing.
Yes.
When they acquired him.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I was like, here come the Hawks.
Right.
This is going to work.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. Now.
Mostly health reasons.
I was going to say, you can't just say it didn't work. There's a multitude of reasons, health being the biggest one, in my opinion.
Right.
But regardless, it didn't work.
Right.
So now I'm stuck thinking, all right, I like where DeJounte ended up, but also, am I wrong to feel like It's all on Trey Young now. There's no excuses.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Health included. There's no excuses for Trey Young.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think Trae has to be healthy. That's step one for them to have a successful season.
Yes.
He goes down again. This team is going to end up in, Lotteryville quickly.
Yes.
But I like their starting lineup, and that's why I say, their starting lineup doesn't really make me nervous for this team.
Sure.
I saw Trey Young.
Yep.
Bogdan Bogdanovic.
Yep.
DeAndre Hunter, Jalen Johnson, and Clint Capella. That's a good starting
That's a
five.
good lineup.
You know what I mean? And then off the bench is where I start to get nervous because it's like, okay, does Dyson Daniels become the player that they traded for, really, right? Because they're hoping that he can become a good enough player and take a leap with more opportunities to facilitate off the bench, right?
Sure.
And then I like David Roddy. I think he's a good NBA player. I like Oneka. He's great. Big O. I think he's a great NBA player, a great backup big, maybe even a starting big for this team.
Yep.
And then I like the vets that they have because they're just good vets with Larry Nance Jr. and then Cody Zeller. You know, so I think they have some things there where it's like, okay, this team has a cool 7 that I'm like, or at least 6 that I'm like,
I feel 6.
These are really good players.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's the question marks about their draft pick. Is he going to pan out? And we don't need him to pan out this year, right? Hawks fans, I'm saying that.
What can he contribute?
Right, but can he contribute this year? Because after what we watched in the summer league, it didn't look great.
No.
And can Dyson Daniels make a jump?
Do you think this is such a hard – I don't even know how to kind of word this question. Yes. Do you think Trey Young – will be with the Hawks for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, I was thinking about that before the show.
Because there's no excuses, Tay.
I am in the camp of, if this team does, if Zach is not really good and Dyson Daniels is not good and that second group comes in and they, turn the, crap and make the team bad.
Yeah.
We could get to 40 games in, and I'm thinking Trey Young asked for a trade. We see that he's a sneaker free agent, so he's already in the mindset of leaving things. He might leave Adidas this summer, so maybe he's looking to leave the Hawks as well.
That's worst case scenario for the Hawks. If you lose Trey Young, I don't give a damn what you get back for a haul.
Yeah,
I mean the Lakers have been trying to get Trey Young for 3 years.
Right.
If you lose Trey Young, as much credit as I just gave your coach and that young talent there,
yep.
I mean. You are in a full-blown renovation gut job rebuild. You got to take that thing down to the studs. You got to take that foundation all the way down and start over.
Yeah.
That's why I asked that. I don't believe it'll be this season.
Not this season. Okay.
I don't believe it'll be this season. I think this is dare I say, because he's proven himself. I always feel weird talking about the Hawks in this way because he has proven himself as a player. Yep. Trey Young.
Yes.
But this is a prove-it season, in my mind, for Trey Young, the leader. Does that make sense?
Yep. I agree.
That's where I'm at.
Everyone saw them make that Eastern Conference Finals run.
Right.
And ever since then, it's been downhill.
Yes.
We want to see, was it a fluke or can he do it again?
That's right.
And that's the biggest question.
Well said.
Last thing about this team, any bets that you like?
Hell no. Listen, I wouldn't bet on this team with your money, and your paper is long.
Stop saying that.
Hell no. No. Because we said it. You don't know what you're going to get.
Yes.
This could be an implosion or an explosion.
Yeah.
I ain't betting on that. I need to have a little bit better of a pulse or feel or vibe for what a team's going to do. I have no idea. In fact, I'm looking right now at the Eastern Conference. They were in play-in-ville, as we know, right? Yep. They were in the chunk with Sixers, Heat, and Bulls. I just feel like they're going to be right there again. I do. I think now the question is, do they get in, do they not, right? But they're going to be right there fighting to try and get in the playoffs. I can't bet win totals with that.
Yep.
I'm certainly not going to bet Trey Young MVP or any of that nonsense. No, I want no parts of betting the Hawks. Now, game to game, I might.
Yeah.
But in terms of futures, hail to the no.
I can see that. Probably a lot of overs because they're probably not going to be guarded much.
Yeah, you can make money betting the overs in the Hawks.
Yeah,
probably. For sure.